Yeah. So we got a special guest from NewbieVeT. We got MDOT Marketing.
Yo, yo,
How
yo.
everything going for you, my man?
Man, everything good, man. You know, I can't complain, man.
Okay,
Another day,
okay,
another dollar.
okay. All right. So tell everybody mostly everything that you do.
Well, I'm a full digital and experiential marketing person, and I have my own agency. So let me explain that to you. Experiential marketing is just another word that's for engagement marketing. So we take a brand, we build a brand up, and we get a brand exposure. We put a brand in places that a brand cannot go. But we start from the inception of the brand and we build a brand. So we build brands, period.
Okay. And that's all brand. That's like small independent companies and
Small
companies.
independent companies, authors, musicians, you name it, we do it, you know.
Okay. All right. So what mostly got you into marketing? Like, why was that like one of the main when you growing up? That's like one of the things that you wanted to do, or that was just something that you got into?
Well, it was basically something that I got into, you know what I'm saying? First and foremost, I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur. I learned when I went to undergrad, you know, I played football or whatever, shout out to Savannah State University. What happened there was it was a transformation of like my mindset. So I always knew I wanted to do things in business. I was big in music, you know what I'm saying? Music was some of the things that I always did. Most executives, if you hadn't heard, most executives wanted to be musicians first, you know what I'm saying? You know, that was my thing. I had a rap group in college, and you know, we did shows, you know, we had a production deal with So Def. So, you know, we went around, we did a lot of different things. But I ended up getting an internship with Universal Music Group, and that really had opened up my eyes to some of the things that I could do. You know, I always wanted to be behind the scenes, and I enjoy taking something that's unknown and making it known.
Yeah.
You know, and that's basically how I got into marketing. You know, that was like my first introduction, and then as time went on, you know, I learned the digital game. So, you know, I got real strong using Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, those type of social media platforms to promote different brands, you know.
Yeah.
And that's when I transformed it to the business aspect as well. So, you know, it's nothing that I cannot market.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So basically, getting into the marketing, like, what was like some of the bugs that you had to work out? You know, when you're working on something, there's always a few bugs, a few hiccups, a few speed bumps.
Oh yeah.
So like, what was a few things that you had to go through in your quest of becoming into marketing?
Well, for marketing, one thing you have to understand is it's not one size fit all. You know, I had to when I was in the game heavy as far as the music game, you know, that was around the time you talking about '06, '07, you know, when it went from the product wasn't selling like that. CDs wasn't selling. You know, it started going into the ringtones, and you know, it was getting to the point where okay, everything was moving in a different direction. So you know, you had to learn that game. You know, I had to grow with the game, and then I had to kind of envision okay, where the game is going to be in the next 10 years. Like, how can I stay relevant doing what I'm doing? You know, and that's when you had the introduction. You know, you had MySpace, you had those different things, but those things was coming obsolete. You know, that's when, you know, Facebook was on the verge of being strong, and Facebook at the time was only offered to college students.
College students, yeah.
So
I don't remember that.
yeah, so you had to have a college email to be able to have a Facebook account, which worked good for the labels because you know we started doing what you call college and lifestyle interns, and we started, you know, a lot of artists, they do their first promo tours in the colleges, you know. So that was like my first introduction when we worked on Bun B first album, Trill, and we worked on Chameleonaire album, Sound of Revenge. So that was like my first introduction to setting up campaigns digitally, you know. And then now it's like this how artists getting signed, you know, Instagram, their buzz, YouTube, all of this stuff, you know. So my business had to make that transition, you know, and not only make that transition, you got to be ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? Because you got different algorithms, they change. Facebook changes almost every 2 months now. You know, so we also go to Facebook. We take classes there. We're certified in all the major platforms, so we know the rules. We know the ratios as far as your video uploads. We know how much content you can put it with an ad. These different things that you have to learn. Before you actually go out and advertise, and it helps you become like more powerful when you do your advertising and things of that nature. So. Yeah, man, just staying ahead of the game, because marketing is something that always changes.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the music landscape of music always changes. So, the sound of music always changes and never be the same.
Exactly.
So getting into music and the marketing and stuff like that, I hear that you have Florida in the Sky.
Yeah, Florida in the Sky is actually signed to my company, MDOT Global.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing big things. We're going to be making a big announcement with him pretty soon.
Okay.
Definitely, if y'all have time, check out the self-titled EP, Florida in the Sky. Great music. I'm gonna let y'all decide for yourself. You know what I mean?
So how was that? How did you wind up meeting Florida in the Sky? Like, how did y'all wind up meeting and linking up and wind up working together, collaborating on stuff?
Well, I met Floyd when I first came back home. He was recording at Bottom Line Studios, and Triller, aka Spielberg, aka Spilly Ocean, he would produce them, and he would always tell me about this guy Floyd. So when I heard the music, it was something that, I was not used to hearing, and it blew me away, you know what I'm saying? And I told him, I was like, well, let's get together, man. Let's try to work something out. Let's see, let's see what we do. And he ended up winning a open mic, showcase with Daz Dillinger and Big Gip of Goody Mob. Mm-hmm. He ended up coming in first place. And from there, I took him to South by Southwest with me in Austin, Texas. We got him a show there, and he blew it out the water, you know what I'm saying? And everything else started kind of, falling in place from there.
Okay, cool. So you moved back from, you was in Florida?
Yeah, I was in Miami.
Okay. So how was it, when you was in Florida, like working as an intern and stuff? How was that experience for you?
Man, I loved it, man. But what I realized was, MDOT's not corporate. You know what I mean? I don't like to have to be restricted of what I'm doing. And, I'm one of these people, man, I live by my own rules, you know what I'm saying? So, for me, it was more so, I didn't like people telling me what was hot and what was not at the time, when I know I live this culture. I eat and breathe and live this culture. But it really got me to understand how the industry worked. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have a wealth of knowledge for independent artists, you know what I'm saying? And now we're at a point where, being an independent artist is one of the most powerful things. Back then, hell, distribution was some of the hardest things to do, getting your product out there. But now, you basically control your own destination. If you're not lazy, you can do so much work,
Right. Exactly. Okay. So give us a idea around here radio. I see that you also collaborate with them and do some work with them too.
Oh man.
DJ Greg. Swag?
Yeah, DJ Swag, man. Around here radio is awesome, man. Like I told you, when I came home, man, I met DJ Swag, and just the work he was doing there, man, it's for all independent artists, 24/7. We're talking over 200,000 monthly listeners. So, and you get BDS spins, meaning that you get credit for your music. It's just like if your music was playing on Hot 107.9, you know what I'm saying? You get the same feel, and it's great, man, because every market now is controlled by these internet radio stations. You know what I mean? So to have a gym like that here in the city, that's something that, you know, we need to support and get behind, because I mean, you can go gold off those spins, you know, with enough requests, with enough, you know, and even businesses here, you know, advertise there. If you got an e-commerce business, if you got an internet business, things like that, that you're shipping stuff worldwide, and we're talking over 200,000 listeners per month, you know, and with the fraction of the cost that you will pay to do a commercial station, you know what I mean? So it's something great to do, and it'll be beneficial, man. And I love it there, man. We got all types of different shows. So definitely, man, 802 Ellis Street, you know, advertise there, come through, artists, get your name out there, get your brand out there. You know, we're a one-stop shop, you know, from production to radio to marketing.
Yeah, okay. So why you feel like there's some artists, why you feel like y'all have that tool, that powerful tool in the city? Why you feel like a lot of artists ain't utilizing that tool to its highest potential? Why you feel like
just misinformed, you know? And we have great support, you know. I just feel as though we should have all support for it. Right. You know, artists are not educating themselves on how to get their name and their brand out there, or, you know, artists are just looking at Instagram and looking at the facade and not really understanding how to work their singles, how to work their music. How, you know, it's about building a fan a day. You know, this is business. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm in business to make money. You know, but if you're trying to get into game and you're trying to be a real legitimate artist, you know, that's what we do. We get you to make a career out of this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we do. We do this full time. You know what I mean? So it's important to know that, and know that when you're working with people and they're entrepreneurs and this is what they do full time. This is what they do full time. You know, you got to understand that it's success behind that. You know, it's a reason that they're able to pay their bills doing this like this. So, you know, definitely, you know, I want to be able to educate more artists on how to make money from their brand and how to get their brand out there effectively.
Right. Okay.
I'm just over here messing up your equipment, man. You know what I mean?
You good. So, you checked out the new Rick Ross project?
I did.
Like it?
I do. It's not one of his strongest, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm one of those people, man. You know, I'm a big time hip hop guy, and I'm gonna tell you, Rick Ross is in my top 10. Like, I hear a lot of conversations, but you know, the guy has been consistent, man. You talking 10 albums, maybe 4 out of those you can consider great albums. You know,
right.
Hell, at least 7 out of 10 are decent albums. You know what I mean? So
he ain't never had a garbage.
No. And then see me, I look at the overall brand of an artist. So I don't just base stuff on the music. Yeah. Like, look, he has Meat Mill, he has Wale, you know what I'm saying? All of the food chains that he have with Checkers, Wingstop, you know what I mean? So that lets you know, from a business level, this guy is very successful too. Right. And he's he's a slept-on lyricist. Yeah. I mean, let's be real. You know, he has some of the most memorable verses on songs. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, he's in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I enjoyed it.
Cool. So I mean, there's a lot of artists that you don't work with that you feel like, that you feel like they could take it to the next level, but there's maybe something with them that's not taking them, that's preventing them from taking them to the next level. Like what type of things that you've been working with artists that you see like, okay, you can be great, but this has to change.
What I see a lot of times, man, is artists are perfectionists, and that hurts them. Like, you don't decide what music is hot. You know, the fans decide what music is hot. So it's like, when music is so easy to put out these days, why sit on content? Like, I don't understand why so many artists sit on content. You know, because you might be holding a gym. And then another thing is, they don't go all the way with their promotion. Like, you know, if I see you with a Gucci belt, you got Gucci shoes on, and your YouTube video got less than 1,000 views, I mean, that's nothing. Like, I'm just like, you know, you're not putting money in the right places. You know what I mean? These are, it only takes one song to change your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And more artists in the area should be working together as well to maximize their reach.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because like in this game, you have to have a good team.
Right.
Like, I'm telling y'all, I mean, you can't be operating as a lone wolf out here, you know, because it's just, you know, you have to have a team in place and stop focusing on the people who don't support you,
right,
because that's disrespectful to the people who do support you. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that I see that should change around here. And like, don't be too big to do an open mic. Like, this is crazy to me what I hear and see. Like, everybody, I'm not doing who are you not to do an open mic?
Right.
Like, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I had an artist a couple of years ago. This might be about a decade ago, to be honest with you. I'm telling my age, but you know, some of the things I always start with artists, we go through an open mic circuit. You know, open mics are a great way to build your name. You know, a great way to meet people, a great way to test out your music. Like, because, I mean, let's just be real. People are not going to pay you to perform if you don't bring bodies in the room.
Right.
Like, let's get out all this crap right now about, okay, well, I don't perform, such. It doesn't matter. If you're not bringing bodies in the room, you're not getting paid for a show.
Right.
Point blank, period. And if you bring bodies to a room and you're not getting paid for a show, that means you haven't represented yourself well. You know, it's a business at the end of the day. So you go to that club owner, you go to that promoter, you show them, man, this is what I do. Look at all these people I brought. You know, film yourself. You know, it's a business, man. Learn how to operate as a business. Stop with this emotional crap. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's business at the end of the day, man. We in it to make money too. We're not trying to hear about how many albums you got out and all that crap. Man, nobody cares. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Nobody cares. We care about the bottom line. How many people can you bring in and hit that door? You know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand, if people putting on an open mic, yes, they putting on an open mic to make money. Right. But at the end of the day, if they weren't putting on an open mic, you wouldn't have nowhere to showcase your music to people. Right. So it's a give and take situation. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what we have to change our mindset. Stop worrying about other people's pocket and what they're doing to make money. Right. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you're using them too, because you need to put your music and your brand out there in front of people, correct? So so let's get out of all of this stuff, because if we have a strong, any major market you go to has a strong industry night. Some markets, Houston got one every night. You know what I'm saying? You got some markets, they have hip hop, R&B, you know, they have all these type of different nights for independent artists. And the reason we can't have it here, because not enough artists participate. So you got to do it every blue moon. You know what I'm saying? Which it hurts the brand. It hurts the brand. And then we get mad at DJs who saying DJs not playing your music. Well, it's a way to get a DJ to play your music. You know, every artist that is affiliated with me, all the DJs spin their music. You know, no questions asked, because I have relationships with DJs. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes you got to pay to play. You know, if you don't, guess what? You got to form your own relationships. And like, I don't see artists doing listening parties. I don't see artists like just the average guerrilla marketing tactics. How many times have you went downtown and you seen the same artist with 100 posters posted downtown? And I'm gonna give a shout out to another company here, Quick Prints of Augusta. He does posters for $1. You know what I mean? $1.
That's crazy.
You could spend $100 and get a poster of your artwork done, and you can post it everywhere, man. Like, flood the city, flood the block. These are just simple guerrilla marketing tactics that'll never go nowhere. Right. You know, so if you don't have the money to spend on a guy like me, or you're not at a point in your life where you need a manager, because a lot of y'all with this manager stuff, that's a whole nother topic. We're gonna talk about that later. But like, you know, if you don't have a budget, cool. Put your money to use for other things that you can do. Stop tagging 100 people every time you post something. It doesn't work, y'all. It doesn't.
Damn sure doesn't.
It doesn't work. You got to use a combination of these things, man, to get your name and your brand out there. You know what I'm saying? But don't make excuses and don't be negative, man, because that'll never help you, man. Always try to keep a positive attitude and a positive outlook on what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And artists, it's more than just going to the studio.
Yeah.
It's more than just going to the studio. You know, you have to work your music.
Yeah.
You have to work it. You know what I mean? It's more than just recording a video.
Right.
You have to work your video.
Right.
So let's go above and beyond, you know, and get out of this fake it till you make it crap. That's BS, because it gives you a false illusion. You know, you think you're bigger than what you really are, and that could be detrimental to your career. Like seriously, like you have to feel like you the best, you know, but you definitely have to know where you are in your career. You know, you're not too big for an open mic. You're not. There's nothing wrong. If they do open mics the right way, man, you go to an open mic with your music, your CDs, get your little team together, take over the open mic. Take it over here. You know what I mean? Like, man, when I go to South by Southwest, look up South by Southwest. It's SXSW. It's in Austin, Texas. It's one of the biggest independent music, gaming, filming festivals in the world, okay? Man, you had Dave East, you had Young M.A., bro, they out there passing out flyers and stuff like these people that's on the charts. You know, Young M.A. had one of the biggest songs a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. Like, they out there working, man. When I used to go to different open mics in Atlanta or whatever, you know, used to see former stars, Lil Zane, the Shop Boys, you know, people who done had #1 hits and stuff, but they're back out there working. That's how you work. Just like a stand-up comedian. They have to build material going into the hole-in-the-wall clubs, you know what I'm saying? Working there 5 and 10 minutes, yeah, you know. So as an artist, this is what you got to do. Stop looking at these people on Instagram telling you they're getting 20,000 a show, they're in this, all this design and stuff like that. You know, you're going to get there one day. You're going to get there one day. But nobody posts their failures on social media. Right. It's all about the highlights. You know what I'm saying? So stop feeding into all of this facade. You know what I mean? Like if you building your career on a facade, you hurting yourself, man.
Right. You getting wrong information, wrong knowledge, man.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So how can they contact you, my man, for to try to get some work from you or book you? How can they contact you?
Man, I'm everywhere. You know, you can first find me on Facebook, MDOT Marketing. Marcus Glenn, y'all. Oh, let me say this. Let me say this, man. I was a teacher here for a while, you know, so I get former students and everybody trying to contact me. Let me say this, y'all. Come with your best foot forward, man. I don't mind helping my young guys. I don't. But keep in mind, y'all, I have a business. You know what I'm saying? I have a business and I'm busy. You know what I'm saying? My time is worth something. So keep that in mind when you come at me. But you can find me at Marcus Glenn on Facebook, M._for the win on Instagram, but everywhere M.Dot Marketing. Everywhere M.Dot Marketing, www.m.for you.com. You know, I'm everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? So definitely you can find me. That's no problem. Let's work, man. You know, let's get your music out there. Let's get your image out there. You know, let's correct stuff, because what I do is I take an artist to what I call a tour de France of services. Like I put you in, make you a name that can stand alone. I help you become I help your music become your career. You know, that's what, because at the end of the day, you know, that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? We get artists signed. Yeah, I mean, you know, that ain't the biggest thing though. You know, a lot of people they lead toward that. The biggest thing is for you to be self-sufficient and you can make money on your own, you know, so you can leave that 9-to-5 job that you hate so much. Right. You know, that's the goal at the end of the day. The goal is to make you a entity worth people buying and paying for to come see. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. All right, before we go on this vet, man, any love you want to shout out?
Shout out my team, Round Hill Radio, Bottom Line Studios, Florida in the Sky, Big Reef. Shout out Cinco Bands, aka AUG Mafia. Shout out to everybody that has worked with me, everybody that I did services for. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. You know, let's work, man. MDOT for the win.